Alright, so today I want to try and get my shifters mounted. But first, before I can mount shifters, I think I need to figure out how it shifts. So I don't really know how this shifts at all. So let's get to it, huh? No, it does not appear that it can. So, I don't know. I guess that's just going to sit there and probably just fall all the time. Alright. Would have. So we'll get that on there. Whatever, it'll still kind of cover it, right? And that's all it needs to actually shift, or to get the clutch out. Sorry, my bad. Well, the shift handle that came with this clutch isn't going to work. I was thinking I might try and make my own anyway, but now I definitely think I need to try and make my own shift mechanism. But either way, I got the cable hooked up, so that's, I guess, the main thing. Funny, that came with that cable. Now really all I wanted to do was be able to see how the shift actually functions on this. So it says, you know, one up, one down, and you can't do it if it's not in gear. So so let's see. Or I mean, you can't do it if it's the clutch isn't pulled. So let's see here. Apparently that's all the clutch takes to pull. So there's one down, one up. So it should be back in neutral. Oh wait, no, never mind, it wasn't pulled. All right, so let's see here. It won't go above neutral. What is going on here? This knows something I don't know. All right, so there's neutral. There's second. There's third. There's fourth. All right. So 1, now I'm in 3. 2, now I'm in 2. Now I'm in neutral. And I can't go to 1 because I'm guessing the motor's not spinning and it's got to kind of rock a little bit to align it. There we go. Now I'm in 1. Alright, so apparently it takes very little movement there. So, since it apparently takes very little movement, that shifter will work, and it is like sequential. It's click, click, click. Alright, so that being said, since it is pretty stiff and I'm not like searching for gears, I don't really need this on here, this indent, and I don't need the spring. So let's figure out which one do I want where. Let's put the spring on the outside. The one without it can go on the inside. So that'll be my main shifter. The inside one will be the forward reverse. That way, in case I bump it, it doesn't matter. So let's take these apart and see what's going on. So super simple, right? Like I said, I won't need the spring. Means I won't need that. I might need a spring just to keep this in here. Just to keep it from rattling. Let's cut it right there. So I know springs are meant to have spring back, but if you go way beyond their spring back, then you're golden, right? And there we go. Looks pretty relatively flat. Now let's see how it fits again.
For people living with MS, people like you, like me. Check out MS Vibes now at iHeartRadio.com/MSVibes. If you're living with MS,
there we go. Not a whole lot of tension. One thing that I believe I need to do now is obviously get rid of the detents. So I still want it to kind of be able to lock together with the cover on there. So we're just going to grind these off of here. Should be fairly simple. Alright, these inside burrs I'm not really going to be able to get with that file. I could use a jeweler's, but it's just plastic, so a razor does the same job. Oh yeah, now it goes back and forth pretty easily, so that should allow it to do its thing. Alright, now I have this one. Now the idea is if these fit flat together, this is offset in there. But obviously it can't go all the way through both of them, right? So let's see how long this bolt is, how much longer it needs to be, if I have something to substitute it. Let's figure all that out real quick. Alright, so if that nut is there, means I could theoretically cut it there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind these heads down a little bit because I have no intentions of taking those off. I'll just grind them down a bit so they fit a little flatter. I'll put a shim in between and then weld these two together. There we go, we do that and then they'll fit perfect. Alright, that ought to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it.
And driving for things to go terribly wrong. That's why officers are increasing enforcement of texting and driving laws. So put your phone down when driving, or be prepared for the consequences. You drive, you text, you pay.
Alright, now I have this. I'm going to need something to mount it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 1/8 inch, cut this flange off. This was a scrap I had. And that will allow me to drill and tap it. Alright, so I think I'm going to tack this end, tack it down here, and then I'll be able to take the magnets off and go to town.
Erase burnt-on stovetop messes. So for all your tough kitchen and bathroom messes, try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Alright, this is now welded up. Got the base on there. I put these ugly little angles. I did a horrible job welding it. It was small, it was awkward. Whatever, it works, I'm happy with it. Glad to be done with that one. Oh, so if you couldn't tell, the purpose for those little angles is to stiffen it up side by side. So when I'm pushing the forward reverse shifter against this spring, it doesn't wiggle the whole bracket. So now instead of mounting through, they're already there. Now I have some mounting through down here. And they can both go side to side. I'll be able to drop them in a hole, bolt them, pick them up out of there to service it. One more thing I need to worry about is the bolt. So the bolt is going to be too short. I can cut about a 1/2 inch off. So let's cut that 1/2 inch right here. I know I need to clean my workbench one of these days.
You work the land, you know.
Now this one we're just gonna cut the head off.
There's an old steel.
Let's put a bevel on this one too.
By the North Dakota Rodeo Association and the World Champions. NorthDakotaSpaShow.com. Your help is needed now as Four Bears Casino is hosting a fundraiser for the victims of the Red Hook.
That's pretty good. Let's hope that holds. All right, we got this bolt made. Now let's see if we can't make sure it's straight and smooth and even. All right, well, I think it's the same diameter now. Then this one will go here.
Minot's Rock Station, it's Bodie 1053. The Fox and Aspire Credit Union want you to aspire to do more with our iHeart Pets. Check out our one-click link.
That one will go there.
When it comes to
There we go. Looks great. Actually, yeah, doesn't it? Oh, that spring is way too tight on that one. So the wire brush will bite off any of the loose, damaged stuff that's separated from the surface of the steel. So now let's decide where we want to put it on that fender. So I can pretty much go up to there without infringing on that tire area. So let's say about here. All right, so now I've got this welded up and installed and closed up. Now it's time to make a bracket to mount the shifter. So to mount it, I'm gonna drill my holes and tap them. Well, I'm gonna drill them first anyway. I'll probably tap them first, and then I'll end up welding this bracket onto there. All right, so I got that welded on, overkill all the way around. Now let's smooth this top edge out because that's gonna be highly visible. Let's make that look like it's not a weld. Beautiful. Because they're gonna have to go through there. They literally came in this package together. I think that's what I'll do. That might be a somewhat easy fix. All right, so this one's forward. I want this to rock forward and pull. This one's reverse. Yay, now I have adjustment. All right, so these are my cables that are gonna go to the gear shift. So right now, this doesn't matter which way I hook them up because they're the first ones. Welcome. It's turns out same video next day. I'm gonna do something with this. So I was thinking about it. In here, my pivot's like 1 inch, which would put it out to probably about here to be the same throw here. If I go out to here, I could put it here, which would almost double that, which would give me more easier. It would make this a little easier to move. All right, welded up. Still hot. All right. So when I push the handle forward, I want it to downshift, which means it's going to pull this one. So that should be this one. I checked them before I put the video on. Oh, what am I doing? This gloss didn't really turn out that glossy, did it? That darn Krylon. So this one's going to have to go underneath, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, and I missed a spot. Oh well. This thing's got to come out again anyway. All right. And that means this one is the one to pull for upshift, which is there. And then I want this mounted, so that one is straight vertical. There we go. Solid. All right, so I got this bracket here welded where I cut it at an angle, and I got it tightened down to here so it fits good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, hold it like that, and then weld on the inside of the frame. That's going to be really fun. Let's get this out of the way now that I'm seeing that. This one here, I also tightened it down, but I just realized, there we go. This one here I got tightened down and it fits right there. All right, so both brackets are welded on. That one's a little warm. That one's all right. Man, the heat really travels. I had to put so much, because that's 1/4 inch, and that's right on the corner. I had to put so much heat. This is still hot back here. Now, let's see if it works. Well, I can feel resistance a little bit. There's neutral, second, third, and fourth. 1, there's 3, 2, neutral, 1. Yep, there we go, neutral. All right, so let's see here. First, neutral. Second, third, fourth. Third, second, neutral, first. There we go. Now you'll notice I'm having to jiggle the chain here for it to work. That's why my foot was under the dash and was uncomfortable doing this. Now, this will naturally be lining up with the gears and stuff as this thing's rolling and all that. That'll make me not have to do this. So I'm sure that part of it, that will make the shifting 100 times easier once it's actually together and running. So that won't be much of an issue then, I don't suspect. And obviously now I have these in my way. I'll need to try and figure out my chain tensioner too now with those all in the way. This obviously isn't quite centered because you can see it's a little tighter and then a little looser and a little tighter and a looser. So no big deal. That's probably this gear when I had to drill up the hub for it. It's probably just not perfect. Whatevs. It works. It'll probably work without a tensioner too. But if I get to changing up the gears on it, then I'll need one. Because what are the chances I'm going to get it just perfect again with whatever gear combo I decide. So might as well go ahead and get that tensioner installed. So I might do that next before I get too deep. I don't know. And then obviously footrests and foot controls. Once I get those done, it'll pretty much be all the big fab, the real mechanical stuff, and the stuff that's going to make it look like it's going to look is going to be in. And then I'll just need to continue filling this space out, add a little bit of structure, make a support for a fuel tank, make a fuel tank, find a place for the battery, make that, and for whatever else it's going to have. So there's that. But big step. Both shifters are in, both shifters work. So we're on to something now. Yeah. See you next time.